I'm Sheena Larson, and today I'm going to be explaining catheterization on a male dog. This is one of my clinical mentors, Dr. Devin Licks. So I've gathered all of the supplies that I would need for it here. So I have clippers to clip any long hairs around the prepuce. I have the betadine wash and the rinse for in between. I have sterile saline for a final prep. I have sterile gloves. I have a sterile urine collection container. I have a couple of options for sterile syringes because I want to collect an initial sample to dispose of, and then the second sample to be cleaner. I have these larger ones just because they're the catheter tip, because if I go for this one, I need a larger syringe tip to go in there. I have our best bet for sterile lube. It's a brand new lube. It has never been opened, so for what we have in clinic, this is as sterile as it can be. So in order to do this procedure, I would start off by clipping any long hair around his prepuce. I would want to make sure to not give him any razor burn or anything like that. He's actually quite naked down here already, so I don't think I would necessarily clip anything. I could always wet it down with the initial scrub. So then I would do an initial scrub around the area to get rid of most of the dirt, and then I would do a more sterile scrub where I would take one of these gauzes and I would do a more sterile scrub, starting at the distal end of the prepuce and working around and just wetting everything down. And then, since it's a betadine solution, I would rinse in between with warm water in the same way. So I have a warm water rinse, and for that I wouldn't need the scrubbing motion. It would just be a circular rinse to get rid of most of that soap, and I would do that 3 times. Then I would go and I would wash my hands. The sink is just in the corner there. I would wash it, making sure to use the same betadine solution that I washed in. I'm sorry, I have a cold, so I'm a bit sinusy. And then I would pre-measure my catheter. These ones might be a bit short. These are the only ones that we have in clinic. This one here is an 8 French red rubber catheter. And so I would measure that by finding the point of his hip, and then his bladder would be located 5 to 10 centimeters in front of it. Okay. You're okay, bud. So I would put it there, and then it wraps around, and then it goes along to the end of his penis. This one here would be a bit short, I would say. Otherwise, it would have to be put in almost to the end. This one is the same length. It's just slightly smaller. This is a 5 French red rubber catheter. And then I would have an assistant open the catheter in a sterile manner. I would have the sterile lube put on the inside where everything is remaining sterile. I would open up, or have my assistant open up, the sterile gloves, and I could use that as a more sterile field underneath to keep everything clean. Then I would take the, oh, that's a big stretch, bud.
Good boy, good boy.
I would take the catheter, and I would dip the tip of it into the sterile lube, and then I would.
It's okay.
Have them help. There we go. So I would exteriorize the penis, and then
It's okay.
oh,
I know, buddy. Almost done, buddy. I know, buddy.
I would do my final prep using the sterile saline. I would just use the saline to flush the urethral orifice here. And then I would dip the end of the tube and then insert it. That was bothering you, so I'm not going to do a full demonstration. I would put it in, keeping everything sterile, and I would insert. There might be slight resistance by the os penis. Yeah, you're fine. And then as it goes around the ischial arch, and then I would insert it until I would obtain urine. And then I would collect 2 to 3 mils in as a disposal sample, because that sample might be contaminated. And then I would collect my actual sample in the 12 mil syringe, which I would then put back in the container to keep everything sterile. Like, I would just put the entire syringe back inside. Then I would want to, oh, bless you. Then I would want to take out the catheter, and I would do that by holding the end and just gentle pressure to retract everything. And I would make sure that the penis has fully retracted back inside the prepuce. Make sure that he is soap-free, nice, clean, soap-free, and then take him out for a walk, because he would likely have to pee. Yes, you're done, bud. And then I would take the sample, which would be in here, and I would sterilely transfer it into this container. And that would be how you would put a urinary catheter in a male dog.